Hey guys, it's Kix. This video will be in English because we have the opportunity to meet the best Rocket League SideSwipe player in the world. Please check the description, there is his socials and also mine, and now let's go. Yeah, it's an honor for me to making this video.
It is an honor for me too, thank you. It's very nice of you to consider it.
Yeah. Hey, maybe you want to introduce yourself at first.
Yeah, sure. So I am Killionaire23. For those who are wondering, the name Killionaire comes from a combination of the words millionaire and kill, because I used to play a lot of first-person shooter games. The 23 comes from the fact that I'm obsessed with LeBron James, and that was his number. He's an NBA basketball player, in case people do not know. And yeah, so I am 31 years old. I'm a little bit older than the average SideSwipe player. I recently moved to Germany from Australia. I played during the alpha in Australia, which was a very lucky situation for me because, as you know, alpha was only available for the OCE region. So at the time I played, and then I moved to France for a few months in June, and then I moved to Germany in Cologne, or if I have to pronounce it the German way, it is Köln. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yes, yes.
There's a lot going on in my life. I have two jobs. I'm a dentist and a language teacher. I also may want to study a bit more something else in the near future, but I do not know yet. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything else that comes to my mind.
Yeah, that's more than enough. It's perfect. You also working as a language teacher, so you're
Yes.
teaching English, or?
Yes. So I have a master's degree and a graduate degree in linguistics, but it's specialized in teaching to people who do not speak English as a native language. So it is a great job because with my dentistry degree, with any kind of medical degree, you can't just move countries. There's a lot of process in with the documents and all that. But as a teacher, yeah, and it's actually quite related to dentistry in a way, because you have students, you have patients. You have to have the communication skills, and you try to find their problems, and you try to find a solution for their problems. So it's not actually that different.
Yeah. Now, do you live? You live in Germany. Do you like snow?
Yes. Oh, do I like snow?
Yeah.
Oh, I love snow. Well, let me put it this way: I haven't seen snow yet because in Köln you don't see any snow for now.
For now.
Yeah, for now. And honestly, like I really want to see snow. I think, for at least for the past 14 years, I haven't lived in a place with snow.
Wow,
So
crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. And I mean, some would say, "Oh, lucky you! It means it's never that cold." But like I said, if it's cold, I prefer to see snow. At least it looks good, I lived in Australia for 4 years, and then, well, before that, I lived in the Philippines and a bunch of other countries. And
Okay. Yeah.
it was always hot countries, and I think really I'm looking forward to the snow if there's going to be snow in Köln.
Yeah. I think the same. It's I don't like it when it's only cold, but if it comes together with snow, then it's great. I love snow,
Exactly,
and
it actually
it's
looks good.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole world looks like calm and in peace. If the snow
Exactly,
is
and I feel
falling,
like
yeah.
it gives a very Christmassy vibe to it. So
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always this Christmas vibe. Yesterday, me and my girlfriend, we watched Home Alone for the first time this
nice.
year.
For the first time this year, or for the first time
Yes.
like ever?
No,
Was it?
this year.
Oh, good. I was like, oh, please don't tell me you haven't watched it.
No.
Nice.
We watch it every year. I think it's like
Nice.
traditional.
Yeah, honestly, now that you're telling me, I think I want to watch it. I haven't seen it for a while now. It is the typical Christmas movie that you
Yeah.
should watch. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, how did you get into a SideSwipe?
So I got into SideSwipe simply because I was, and I think I still am, just a little bit obsessed with Rocket League. I think what happened was, I don't want to like promote my content, but
Yeah, you
in
can.
the past,
Sure.
thank you. But like, especially in the past, I was really like into streaming on Twitch, and I noticed that usually, well, unfortunately, I don't think Rocket League gets the viewership that it deserves. In my opinion, there should be many more people watching Rocket League streamers on Twitch or whatever. But then I thought, if a new game comes out from Psyonix, but on a phone, for example, I thought it's a great opportunity for my, for my stream to kind of grow, for my channel to kind of grow, because it is a new game. It brings new viewers. And at the same time, I thought, oh, it's still Rocket League. I love this game. So when I read about it, I was not sure, like, I wasn't sure how I took it, because for me, it was like a game on a phone. And as a hardcore PC gamer, I was like, nah, I'm not going to play on a phone. Like, I have nothing against people who play on mobile phones, but personally for me, I did not spend thousands of dollars to end up, playing on my phone. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to try it. And then I told myself, oh, maybe for the stream, it's going to work. I'm going to try to stream it a little bit. The second I touched this game, like, my jaw dropped. This is like, I until this day, like, it's not my first day playing now, but this is such a smooth game. I don't understand how you can introduce proper mechanics in a game that is on a phone. For me, it was just like a new territory. It's something I never tried before on a phone. Like, the most complex game I played was, I don't know,
Candy Crush.
yeah, like some basic game.
yeah.
And then suddenly you have like a game with mechanics. Like, you kidding me? You can do flip resets and you can do like musty flicks. This is crazy. So I thought, like, it looks cute. It's a little game on a phone. Let's try. And it got insanely competitive. And I didn't start off thinking, oh, I want to be like the number one in the world. That was not, nobody thought of it to even be a competitive game. I didn't even know if there was going to be a ranking system. And for me, maybe this is going to make me sound old, but the older I get, the less competitive I become. Don't get me wrong. I still really grinded hard for that rank 1, but I don't want to lose the fun factor in games, which is what happened to me on Rocket League. On Rocket League, the original Rocket League, I played a lot, and I played in many tournaments, and I won one of the biggest tournaments in OC. RLO is Rocket League Oceania 133.
Yeah.
If anybody's curious to check it out. So at the time, I was like really into it, and I noticed towards the end that I was not having fun anymore. It is true you can have fun because you win, but I noticed that this is such a great game that was originally meant for you to just pick up the controller, have fun with friends. The games are short; they're like 5-6 minutes long, and I was not really enjoying anymore. And Rocket League SideSwipe brought it back for me. I really feel like I actually enjoy this game now.
It's a little bit like in the real Rocket League, in the original Rocket League. I have the same problem sometimes. It's always like you only try to win this game and you don't enjoy the gaming. And if you lose, you're upset and you're very down. Yeah.
Definitely. And because it's a competitive game, it's hard to pretend that we're not competitive. Oh, I'm just gonna have fun playing Rocket League casually, and it doesn't work for me. Like, every time I play Rocket League, it has to be competitive. And that's what I don't like about myself.
Yeah. Do you still play Rocket League?
Yes. I quit Rocket League after season 14. Well, when it went free to play. I definitely stopped competitively. So after that, I did not play, I think, for 2 seasons almost. Then I played a little bit of casual, and then I really got back into hoops. Hoops and Rumble. And I mean, thanks to SideSwipe, I have not played 1 second of Rocket League in the past 10 days. But I played a lot of hoops even before I quit Rocket League. I got to top, I think, 50 global in hoops once. And yeah, it was, and for me as a big basketball fan, like, it was my objective, because hoops is life. Anyway, so for now, I think if Rocket League SideSwipe is not around, if it doesn't exist, I would play Rocket League more, and I would specifically play hoops. That's it. No 2s, no 1s, no 3s, just extra modes, basically.
Okay, so you're SSL on hoops.
Well, right now I'm completely unranked in everything.
But
when,
the season starts.
The sad thing is, when I got to the SSL MMR, SSL didn't exist. It was just GC. Season 14, SSL
Yeah,
or GC 1 to 3 didn't exist. So I was just GC, but my MMR was
yeah.
at SSL.
I
Yeah.
also play since season 1 or 2 in
Wow.
2015, and and I understand. Yeah, we also tried to grind to the GC title, but
Right.
two of my friends, they achieved it in the last season, in season 14, and but I my best rank was like champ 2 division 4.
Right.
And I'm still trying to get GC now,
Yeah, and
even
the
if
thing is
there
now you have
is
SSL
no.
as
Yeah.
well. Like in the past, if we reached GC, we'd be like, oh, we got the highest rank. But right
Yeah.
now you have SSL, and SSL is statistically really difficult. I mean, for me to get back to Rocket League and practice, I'm not going to get SSL right away. No, I need to still practice a lot. Like people who get SSL in once have an extreme amount of respect for me,
Yeah.
from me. So I, yeah, I think it's an insane grind right now on Rocket League, and the learning curve is insane.
Yeah, that's insane. It's like I also want to ask you this for Sideswipe a little bit later,
Yeah,
but in Rocket League, it's crazy. In 2015 or 2016, if you watch the RLCS, they are
yeah.
playing like now Diamond 3 or Champ 1.
Yeah. Oh my God. I
That's
saw, yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy. I saw even videos. So I'm one of the few people that unfortunately I never follow esports. I would love to play, in an esports tournament, but I don't follow it. But some of the finals I did watch them because everybody told me like, come on, this is this finals, it's with this and that. So I checked it out. And
Hmm.
and what you said is entirely true. I even saw one of the very big RLCS pros post a video. I think this was 2015. He posted a video that was like, "Oh, I scored this insane shot," and I saw the video and I was like, "Is this a joke?" Like it was just a very normal aerial,
Yeah.
and at the time, definitely his shot was the best. But then now,
Yeah.
when you go fast forward 6 years later, it's insane how a plat is now doing freestyles. Like it's
Yeah.
just crazy.
I'm very bad at once, and I play once like Platin 3 or Diamond 1, and the people I played against, they're doing freestyle in like
Wow.
Diamond or in Platinum, like flip resets and double flip resets and everything. Not always, but some of them,
But
and
sometimes they
that's
do. Yeah.
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how is this in SideSwipe? Is there also a learning curve? Is it very fast? Are the people learning
It's a
much
very
more
good
in a
question. Yeah, it's a very good question because it's in a very unique state many people do not understand. If you pick up the game right now, you are still in the very early stages of the game. So ranks don't really have a definition, in my opinion. I'm not saying that Champion 4 and Bronze 2 are the same. No. But right now, everybody's learning. And because nobody's insanely good, I don't believe anybody, including myself, is insanely good. I don't believe that because the game has a lot of mechanical potential that we do not know. And uh, in my opinion, you can easily get to GC without doing flip resets and freestyles. I really believe it because that's how I played. The way I play could be considered very boring at times because I prefer, just like how I'm obsessed with the NBA, so I always compare it to basketball. In basketball, you have players that love to do flashy stuff, and then you have players that play very fundamentally. So when you look
yeah,
at their games, they're not going to be on the highlight on the NBA TV, for example, but then they're dropping 28 points average. That would be, for example, Tim Duncan, if anybody knows. Anyway, so I'm not saying I'm Tim Duncan. What I'm saying is I don't like I don't like flashy plays. It is true that the video I made, obviously, I chose the best shots, and every time I messed it up, obviously, I didn't put it in my video.
of course,
So
of course.
so that's different. But I think to answer your question in a shorter way, there is a very, I wouldn't say it's as insane as Rocket League, the learning curve, but
Yeah,
I would say 90% of it is not even discovered. And we think it's an easy game because we pick it up and we compare it
yeah,
to Rocket League and we're like, oh, I just pulled off a 5 minute, aerial. But once you realize what insane mechanics are possible on a phone, I think that's when I can finally tell you, like, oh, wow, the learning curve is insane. We just didn't know it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's like if I ask in the first 6 months of Rocket League, do you think there are mechanics that are not even discovered yet? So
Exactly.
they are thinking, maybe they are thinking about, yeah, then one day there will be, I don't know, air dribble, but they don't expect there something like ceiling shots or like flip resets or like the psycho stuff. I don't know what the
Right.
new
Well,
mechanics
that's
are.
because they didn't exist. They were like, well, I mean, it's not an insane learning curve. All you got to do is know how to use your boost and go to the air because that's what
Yes.
people do. And now, like, I'm seeing like pogo stuff off the ceiling back to the backboard and then pinching away. And then, like, I'm like, what is going on, bro? Like, my refresh rate is not even keeping up with this play.
Yeah,
So,
of course. Yeah, yeah. It's like they're playing a different game.
yeah, and I think this
Yeah.
happens really because like you have fighting games where you press X, you press square, and the character does this, it does that. Rocket League is a different game. You have extreme freedom in some of your movements. I'm comparing to a fighting game because I also really like fighting games. I don't play these days, but I really like it. But I feel
Yeah.
like they're very linear. You want to take the health of your opponent away, you punch, you kick. Okay, on Rocket League. It's not a very linear thing. You can play this style, you can play that style. You can freestyle your way there, or you can juke them, you can fake them. Or I feel like there's so many things that because you have hundreds of ways to score, it adds creativity and it adds to the learning curve. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different ways you can improve your game. It's not just like a fighting game, just attack and just defend.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much more into it: boost management, rotation, strategy, fake, the mind game in there. So that's why I think I'm obsessed with Rocket League and SideSwipe in general.
Yeah, that's exactly the same. Yeah, 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 yeah. I understand you 100%. Yeah. What do you think are the most important mechanics in Sideswipe?
Most important mechanics. So I would
Yeah.
say, since the game, oh, maybe I shouldn't say the game, since the community has not developed much skill wise, that includes myself, at this stage of the game, I would say very simply 50s and recovery. Why am I saying
Hmm.
50s? It's a 2D game. On Rocket League, um, it is, you could say it's more difficult because you have to defend in 2 dimensions, not one. It's not just up and down, it's left and right because it's a 3D game. But Sideswipe,
Hmm.
it's a 2D game. So um, there's only one dimension you can be beaten, or there's only one dimension you can beat somebody in a 50. And if you're not good at that, you're going to lose every single kickoff, especially in ones, because I'm sure you know it. At lower ranks, when you're playing ones, you play
Yeah.
on short stack, the map where
Yeah.
the goals are lower. And it's not just the goal, the entire map is smaller, the ceiling is lower.
Yeah.
So one wrong 50, and you're just looking at your opponent go in the goal without like you even catching up to him, which is something I really don't like about short stack. But
Yeah.
anyway, so I would say there's that. Now, why did I say recovery? I feel that whiffing, missing the ball on Rocket League Sideswipe is punishing as hell. Why? Because in this game, I feel like in the beginning, when I played it for the first time, every time I would go up, and once you miss, the gravity is so weak, it takes forever for your car to actually land.
Hmm.
And for those who do not know, there's actually a mechanic you can make it faster. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
by
If
aiming
you
down.
go in this direction you want to go, like if
Yeah,
you go
that's it.
want to, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like the front of your car, whatever is aiming. So usually, if you whiff the ball and you want to just come like directly down, you want to land on the ground, then you have to actually aim your car like downward. But
Yeah.
anyway, um, recovery is really difficult, I think, on Sideswipe for a person who's new. So
Hmm.
uh, I would say if that would be your next question on then how do you approach this? I feel like Sideswipe, just like normal Rocket League, is really a game of chess. You don't play the game alone. You play
Yeah.
according to what your opponents do, and most of the time, because I know recovery is really really punished in this game, or sorry, whiffing is very punished because recovery is difficult, then I don't try to be a superhero and score like I'm squishy. I actually wait for my opponents to whiff, to
Hmm.
miss, then I just capitalize on that. That's why I think that recovery is an extremely important, I don't know, should we call it mechanic? Strategy
Yeah.
slash mechanic in the game with 50s. That's what I think.
So you want to say a little bit like stay on the basics, like this.
Yeah, but and that really translates to what I said, because I play fundamentally. I'm okay if I don't score anything flashy as long as I win. And some of these fundamentals are not very attractive for players. Players are like, oh, I want to go on my TikTok and I want to post a video. If I just score a simple shot, nobody's gonna like my video. It's a different mentality. If you want to
Of
be
course.
if you want to be a winner, it's different than if you want to be a winner by posting videos on TikTok. I'm not complaining about TikTok. I'm just saying, because I have friends like that. I'm like, why would you
Yeah.
do that in this game? All we needed was one goal, and my friend would be, oh, but it's boring. And I'm like, well, I'm not bored by winning. I didn't get to rank 1 by doing flashy crap. Like, my objective is
Yeah.
to win. So
I think it's also the same thing in Rocket League. It's like normally in ranked you don't do crazy stuff like freestyle goals, like double or triple flip resets. Sometimes maybe there's one situation you can use it and then it's great. But yeah, 95% of the game you do the basics. Also on SSL, also on the pros. If you watch it, they are very the speed is very high. They're very fast and consistent. They don't
very
make many
consistent.
mistakes. Yeah, mistakes
Exactly.
and
Probability
yeah,
percentage is the most important thing in this game. Like you said, yeah, maybe once in 5 days you're gonna pull off a triple flip reset and actually do it the right way and score and win the game because of that. Maybe once in 5 days. If anybody says otherwise, I'm sorry, but they're capping. They're lying. I don't believe that. I've played in SSL lobbies. I've seen what people do. Nobody does flip resets the way people think they do in SSL, because the defense is equally good. We know what a flip reset is. We know how to capitalize on somebody who wants to do freestyle. So fundamentals are first. Sounds boring, I know. It sounds really boring, but by the end of the day, I have fun knowing 100% of the 50s are mine. Like, I win most of them, not because my gameplay is flashy, it's because I follow what at least I personally think is a fundamental basic skill that has to be learned.
so you say the basics are very important, and I see some stuff and I do some tutorials also about it, like
Nice.
the purple shot and
Oh, yeah.
the golden, like the dot shot. Do you
Yes.
use this mechanics?
Yes. So I'll tell you one thing. I have a few tricks. I would not say that, oh, I've discovered this or something. No, but there are a few tricks I use in once that I'm not going to mention for this video. It's a strategy that, for now, at least in Europe, I use a lot and it works. Yes, it includes gold shot, and I can give you one context that it works very well, very regularly, unless your
Yeah,
opponent does exactly the same thing. So if you boost into the ball on a kickoff, right after you hit the ball, it's not like Rocket League. You don't bounce away after a strong equal 50. Both cars, are still stuck to the ball and keep boosting until the first person runs out of boost. That's
yeah.
usually what happens. But instead, what you can do, you can start off like that. You drive away from the ball. I wish I could actually show you, but I can't right now. But as soon as you're going to pretend that you're losing the 50 and you drive away, front flip away from the ball. Because you're doing it off of 50, this is a 100% gold shot every single time. And what happens with the gold shot? It looks like a pinch. It bounces up really quick. They don't know what just happened. Basically, it was a kickoff turned into a gold shot right away. And because you are the one that is anticipating it, you go up for it first because you know this is going to happen. Gold shots never go in your goal if you do it, I would say, correctly, but that's difficult to explain. So basically, I don't know if what I'm making makes any sense, if I'm explaining makes any sense, but basically it's a 50 where you drive away right after you hit the kickoff, and
Yeah.
you do a gold shot there. The ball pops up really fast there.
Ah,
And
okay.
because your opponent doesn't expect it, you'll quickly go up and do a pinch. This whole thing happens in 3 seconds.
Okay.
Now, the problem, I don't want to change the topic, but the problem is this. The game
Yeah.
is new. You don't have a lot of players still. It is true. I'm very happy. There are more than 150,000 players now, I think. But
Wow. Okay.
yeah, or I think 200K. Oh, we'll check. I think in a few days, the store will update to 200K. But anyway, what happens is at higher ranks, you keep playing against the same players. I'll tell you this. When I was playing in Alpha, this might be an interesting story actually. When I was playing in Alpha, I got
Yeah.
destroyed by one guy in once, maybe 12 games in a row. I wanted
Okay.
to throw my phone away. I'm not the kind of person that rages like physically, like punches something, or I'm too old for that kind of stuff. But it pissed me off. I was like, this is first. I was like, oh, this guy's just lucky with kickoffs, and then I told myself, like, come on, 12 games in a row. I don't think that's luck. Just because I cannot understand it doesn't mean that it's luck. Maybe I'm not able to comprehend it.
Yeah.
So then I played with the same guy over and over again because, especially for Alpha, you had only 4,000 people, not 150,000. So I kept playing against the same guy until I learned what he was doing and I got used to his playstyle. And then finally, so to give you an idea, the only reason why I got rank one in the world in once was because of how pissed I got from that guy. And I really appreciate that guy. And he was amazing. I wish I remembered his name. I don't every day I talk about it with my friends. I don't remember his name, but um, if I can find it in one of my videos, maybe. Anyway, so because you don't have enough players, I feel like you might be able to verse against the same players all the time. Then the trick I told you with the gold shot doesn't really work because then they learn about it. Now, in a real context, imagine season 5, Rocket League SideSwipe. There's a really low chance for you to play 8 times against the same player.
Yeah.
So then this is actually quite useful. Purple shot, though, I would say purple shot is great at lower ranks when you're on the ground. You can pop up the ball in a way that they don't expect.
Yeah.
Lots of goals can easily come up from a purple shot, but I must admit, most of the times I use purple shot as a way to defend, not to score, because I feel like it's a sort of an unexpected move that players are still not used to. So when the ball is very close to your goal and they think you're just going to flick it away, when you do a purple shot, from the body language of your card, they don't expect it. So you kind of just push the ball away. You have time to recover while they're trying to, catch that ball. I don't use it a lot on offense, I must admit. I don't.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think it's the problem about this mechanic is like you're touching the ball like hard and unexpected, but also you have the problem that you get pushed away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why for defense it's amazing. You hit the ball, but it pushes you back in the goal if you're in a situation you're losing defensively.
Yeah,
And,
so maybe we changed a little bit the topic. When did you start playing the alpha? Like in the first day or the first week, or did you get?
Yeah, it was, I think, a few hours into the first day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. As soon as the news came out, I was like, oh, and absolutely nobody knew when it was coming out, just like the preseason. And nobody knew it was going to be for OC only. I remember when I saw it, I don't remember on what website. Was it Facebook? I can't remember. As soon as I saw it, I was like, no way. You're giving this alpha game only to OCE out of all the countries in the world. I have nothing against them. Australia is, I think, my most favorite country in my life that I've lived, and I would love to go back. And I love Germany a lot too, by the way. I just need to learn more about Germany. I've been here for only 2 months. But anyway, not to change the topic. So I was, after a few hours, I was like, wait, this is OC only. This is an insane opportunity for me to try. And I was very lucky to be there. And you get this alpha title if you play there. None of us knew that. None of us. The mods themselves, the moderators, the devs, they said, for now, there's no such thing as a reward for playing for alpha.
Yeah,
it was very nice of them, honestly.
I think many people, they are only playing the alpha because of they want something like the alpha rewards in Rocket League, like the alpha boost and everything, and they may be expecting something like this. But I think it's perfect with the title. It's not too much, but it's also a nice reward, and you can show it everyone, and I think it's nice, and I also think
cool,
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and I also think there is something like this for the preseason.
Oh yeah, well, honestly, I would be very surprised. Like if I had to put my money on it, I don't think preseason is going to give anything.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Like Rocket League is not the only game that gave alpha rewards. There are many games out there, but it's almost always alpha only. They don't even recognize this season as a beta. They don't. They just call it preseason. And for me, it doesn't have a good ring to it. It's not like it would be what, preseason GC. For me, it doesn't sound. Maybe they would change the name of the title, or they would say OG GC. I don't know what they're gonna call it. It just doesn't have the ring to it. It doesn't sound great to me. And for me, I really don't care about it personally, because I'm never going to use any other title than the one I currently have.
Hey, what do you think? When is this preseason done? I see it in the seasonal rewards. It's like 1 week
That's exactly
from
correct.
now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I cannot give a lot of information about this.
Yeah.
Because of two things. I just don't know that much, but also I respect the developers. So I have two friends who are developers,
Yeah.
science developers, and I asked them. I asked them directly, and I told them, you don't have to tell me the answer if you can't. But I'm just
Yeah.
curious, what's going to happen at the end of the preseason? Are you going to stop like Alpha did, and then maybe wait a few days or a few weeks? I got multiple mixed answers. Obviously, no direct answer, but this is what I got. There's not going to be, if there's a wait, it is not going to be long at all. If they could release this preseason, it means they are done with all the complications they had. I don't remember much. Honestly, I did not delve into this information much, but I knew there was something going on with Apple, Epic. I don't know about that. But since this preseason happened, it means that problem is gone. So if there's going to be an end and a pause after the preseason, I guarantee, I'm saying guarantee, I don't have any proof for it, but I really believe the objective was December. So it would be only a few days, I believe.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds great for every player.
Yeah,
We don't have to wait. Yeah.
We waited
Yeah.
so long for this. This was not easy.
Yeah, we're still waiting. Officially, it's not released
We're
in
still
EU.
waiting. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
for me, just for the sake of the information for people to know, so people would be wondering, so how did this guy play? I think, one of the only people that did not cheat his way into this preseason, and I'm going to explain to you why. I lived and I still use my genuine
Oh, yeah.
Australian account with my Australian bank and my Australian address. I still have my bank in Australia. I still have my life in Australia, technically. So it's not like I made a fake account or anything. So I got it without changing accounts, or I'm not gonna name the ways people do it illegally and all that. I didn't do
Yeah.
it because I lived in Australia. My account is actually Australian.
So you're safe.
Yeah, and I'm honestly, it's not because I'm smarter. I'm just lucky. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I lived in Australia during Alpha, and I moved to Europe when the servers are not OC only. Like, how lucky can you be?
Do you play with controller or with a
Oh,
gamepad?
good. Yeah, no, definitely. I play with a controller. I use a PlayStation 5 controller, Bluetooth.
Yeah.
I'm playing on a P30, a Huawei P30 Pro. I'm very happy with this phone.
Yeah.
You can easily run the game at max FPS. And I'm not gonna lie, like I did think of running it on an emulator, although technically that is not legal, I think. But anyway, I once wanted to, because I wanted to stream the game, and I normally use OBS. And on
Yeah.
a phone, I don't like streaming because I don't have any overlays. There's nothing. It's literally just the game, not even a camera. And I always stream with my camera. I love to stream with my video on, with a personal touch and all that. But it never worked for me on an emulator because my laptop's graphics card is not.
Yeah.
No, sorry, the CPU is Intel, and apparently, if it's some specific CPU, Intel CPUs work. Otherwise, if you have an AMD, you can easily do it. And I never got around it. It never worked. I tried 100 times, but I wanted to try just for streaming. Otherwise, my phone is very capable of just running the game well.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, but also some people say, hey, that's not fair. You're playing with a controller. You don't play it touch. That's not the original way you have to play this game.
Yeah, you can imagine how many times I've had this conversation. And the arguments are actually very easy. I respect people who think that it's unfair. I mean, I respect their opinion, but I have only one answer to this. Let me actually defend them first, okay? I will tell you why they are right.
Yeah.
Many people do not look at phone games as extremely hard, like try hard competitive games. They don't. They want to just pick it up, play the games for fun, not with the toxicity, not with somebody pulling off 6 flip resets in a competitive game. I perfectly understand and defend that point. And in my opinion, the right way to do this would be for Psyonix's team to add a casual mode for people who want to play like that. I really do not support the separation of touch and controller in the queue system. I think it's a horrible idea because on Rocket League itself, you have players who use multiple different types of controllers, and you have people
Of
who use
course.
keyboard and mouse. Now,
Yeah.
my analogy would be this: why on a phone? So the part that I defended, I agree with them, but this is where my argument comes in the picture. Why do you use a controller on a computer? Originally, a computer doesn't use a controller. It uses a keyboard and mouse. And originally, the first time you run the game, all the keys are correctly set for a keyboard. Keyboard is perfectly supported for Rocket League. But why do people get controllers? It's not a console. Why do they do it? It's the same logic for me. People will say, oh, but it's just a phone game. Well, I'm sorry, but a controller is for a console. That logic does not make any sense to me, but I respect people for it. I don't say, oh, you're a loser because of this and that. But a lot of people
Yeah.
do say that to us who are, higher ranked, and they're like, oh, look, try hard. I did not choose Rocket League SideSwipe because it was a phone game. This is what people need to understand. I take this game in a competitive way, and I'm going to use the controller that is the best. So, yes, on Rocket League itself, some people use keyboard, some people use controller. But I know that when it comes to the competitive part of this game, I prefer to use a controller, not because I believe controller is better. It's because I have not played on a touch screen almost ever. So I'm just more used to a controller, just like how I don't use a keyboard for Rocket League. I've never played a driving game with mechanics using a keyboard. I've never done that. So I prefer it. But if you give me a shooting game, I'm never going to use a controller because I'm used to the mouse and keyboard. So I think by the end of the day, it's just about what you're used to. And I have very big hands. Maybe that explains why I play basketball. So for me, I don't want to use my hands. I got to diamond and alpha using touch. But then after that, I was like, man, my hands hurt. And I'm not even at the highest level right now. But with a controller, I feel like it's an extension of my body. It's very easy. So
Yeah. It's also I have the same feeling about this. I play a little bit with touch. I started with touch, and then 3 days ago, I think I connected my controller, and I understand. Oh, that's different. That's so much easier. It's more comfortable.
Yeah,
it's more comfortable.
Easier. It's comfortable. And again, to defend the people who say why controller you shouldn't be playing, I'm going to defend them in one more thing. Some of the mechanics are actually harder on touch. For example, air roll. I'm not saying it's very difficult. I'm saying for me, I find it easier because I've been playing Rocket League for 5-6 years using the exact same button. So air roll is a little bit tricky on touch because you have to double tap while moving the stick. And for us controller players to understand why that is difficult, imagine that's how you would air roll with the analog stick of your controller. So you would move your analog stick and click it at the same time. This is really weird. So, but I want you to pay attention. I'm saying it's weird. I'm not saying it's difficult because there are people, I have touch friends that play amazingly. Well, this one maybe
there are high level player who play with touch.
Yeah, I would not say the name because I don't know if this person wants to be called out. But he's a great player. I can give you one example. But maybe it's not a very good example because he's a Psyonix developer. But
no problem.
Psyonix Lewis is one of the very active members of the developer team. You can see him in the Discord official channel and a bunch of other servers. He is really good. I've played against him and with him. He plays touch and he does everything a controller player does. Everything.
Yeah.
Gold shot, purple shot, flip presets, whatever. So I kind of find it as an excuse for people to say, oh, I'm losing because my opponent is a controller player. But I defend them and say it is true that for us who are used to controllers, it is easier.
What do you think they have to change in SideSwipe, and what is missing in your opinion?
Ooh, very good question. First, let's talk about the features of the game and then the gameplay. I would say for the features of the game, they badly need to add these few things. They need to show the ranks of your opponents at the end of a game. They never do. You never know what kind of opponents you're facing. That's number one. Number two, they need to add a casual game mode. I feel like this is extremely needed. Number three, I feel like the short stack map should be only for players that are lower than gold. I don't think in plat, low plat, you should still be playing in short stack. At least that's for now. Maybe later with a bigger player population, maybe by then plat will be considered a very low rank. Maybe, but for now, somebody who's a platinum is not actually a bad player. In my opinion, they're not. Honestly, anything higher than silver or gold, you're already, at halfway through what most of the people are when it comes to ranks. So I think they need to change that for once and not have short stack when you're in platinum. I think that's insane. I don't know if it's a great idea, but I don't like auto recovery. I do not like the fact that when you're falling, you're just falling from the sky and you're trying to land, and as soon as you land, your car perfectly flips in a way that you land. I feel like recoveries should be mechanical, because I really think that's a great skill to add to the game. Other features of the game, I would say, I'm not going to go into the whole DLC pay to own item stuff. I'm not going to get into that. But I personally,
that's different.
I'm not a very big fan of trading. I think it's fun, but I don't like the idea of necessarily adding a trading feature that includes credits. I don't like that. For me, anything with direct money trading on a game, I definitely don't like that. Maybe there can be trades for items that you just randomly get, but not stuff that you pay for, which is exactly what Epic is doing. I used to be against this when Rocket League became free to play. And then I kind of realized that, okay, I personally am not a kind of person that likes to make money from like real money through trades on a Rocket League game. It's just not my thing. But keep in mind that I'm just telling you what my opinion is. Maybe for the game itself, the trades are great. I don't know. Another feature, I would definitely say it would be great if the leaderboard would show all the ranks and not just the GCs. It would be great in the beginning because many players would not be GCs. But then to go against myself, towards the end, obviously the top 50 are going to be all GCs. So I don't know. I feel like when the season starts, the leaderboard should not be empty. Nobody has a clue on what's going on, who's ahead. So I think the leaderboard should show, regardless of your rank, who's first, second, third, fourth, whatever. When it comes to gameplay, I think they've done one hell of a job. Like, I don't think I'm smart enough to know what would improve the gameplay better than they already do, because what they've come up with has made everybody love the game. So it means it's not broken. You don't fix what's not broken. So I wouldn't say the gameplay needs like a crazy change at all. Anything else that has to be changed? I'm trying to think of maybe the item system. No, I'm quite happy that I would not want items that are unique to Rocket League SideSwipe. No, I like the idea that we can relate to the main game and be like, oh, I know what this item is. I mean, I could add a few things from Rocket League itself, but I think it's a phone game. I don't want to overly complicate this game. Like some people would say, oh, custom training.
But I think it's like we are now in the preseason, and if you look to Rocket League 2015, and it's like evolving, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think it will come like clubs. So for example, I like the idea with clubs and also with a casual mode, or maybe Rumble or 3v3 or anything like this. And tournaments maybe, or something like this. I think we have to wait and play more seasons, and also they have to stick the player on the game, so they have to have some ideas in the background and working on them. So hey, come back to SideSwipe because we have now that new future.
Exactly. No, it's a very smart way that they do it, and it's great that they don't put anything forward like right there. And like what you said, for me, the clubs, 100%. There's no argument against it. And I know it's going to come. Honestly, season 1, I know it's going to come. I don't have any information on it, but I believe in them. I know they're smart. It's not their first time to make something Rocket League related. For the tournaments, it really depends on the player population. I know there are already over 100 and something thousand players, yes. But we'll have to see how it goes, it looks like it is skyrocketing, like the number of players who are joining this game. I'm shocked that a phone game is being picked up this way. So tournaments, definitely a great addition to the game.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now I say it again. It's not released in EU and it's not released in NA. So
Exactly.
let's wait like 1 month or two. The people downloading it and finding it on the Play Store, and yeah, and then maybe it comes in the ranking in the App Store, and maybe they also make ads. I don't know, and it's grow very very fast. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just to for you to have an idea, this 100,000 definitely are not from OCE.
Yeah.
Australia is a very small country. Okay, so this number is not
Yeah.
coming. Like 70% of it, at least, is not even from Australia. So this
Yeah.
insane download number is when people cannot even access it in Europe and North America.
Yeah.
Imagine once that opens up, like
Uh-huh.
it's gonna explode. It's gonna be 10 million downloads or something. And I'm really curious to see. I know this will not be the first mobile, a phone game in esports scene. I know it's not gonna be the first, but I have a feeling it's gonna be the biggest esports scene for a phone game ever. I don't think
Yes.
anything is gonna compete to this game. Yeah.
Oh, that
So
would be so crazy.
it would be crazy to have a phone game at that level. Like, unfortunately, I haven't recorded some of the best twos games we've had, but the only video I have on my YouTube channel has a few of the games midway, I think, through the video has three of the top four players in the world that we were playing in private games. We are all very close friends, by the way,
Yeah.
and our games were insane. We had developers on the stream, and even the developers they were shocked. I don't think they were expecting the competition. And two's game is 4 cars in a small map, so it was extremely fast paced. It was like overtime, 6 minutes long, and we kept saving and trying to score and save and trying to score. And the devs were like, well, they were saying it jokingly, but they were like, this is like esports. I'm like, not, yeah, like this needs to happen, man. And I don't know if I will personally get into it because unfortunately / fortunately, as an adult who's over 30 years old, I have a lot of things going on in my life in a positive way, not a negative way, very positive way. But I don't think that I will have the time to be able to invest into like esports or something. But I would love it. Like you said, if there's a tournament system, I would love it to try and see how that goes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Understand. Yeah. So another question is, how many hours of playtime do you have?
Ooh, that's very difficult to say. Well, this is actually a great question because I'll explain it this way. So right now we have one problem. I know this is not directly related to your question, but I'm going to explain because this needs to be said. There
Yeah.
are huge issues with the queue system now.
Mhm.
One is technically not an issue. You could say, oh, it's just because it's not officially released, so we don't have enough players. But the other issue is once you hit GC, the game does not find you games anymore at all. So my gameplay time, which by the way, I don't have a Samsung phone. Apparently on Samsung, it shows you clearly what your gameplay time is. Mine is
Yeah, I have a
roughly,
Samsung. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
for
Uh-huh.
mine, it doesn't show. I'm sure the number is insane, but it's because 90% of it I don't play. I literally press search for a game, I queue, and sometimes for 3 hours I don't have a game. And
Oh, okay.
when you hit GC, it's now 3 days. I have not had a single game, and it's not just me; it's everyone. Because what happens is
Oh,
we
okay.
basically like gatekeep players of lower ranks. We don't let them become GC until we hit GC. Once we hit GC, the matchmaking does not match you with champions. It doesn't, because if it did, we would have found games. We find no games. Like on the leaderboard in twos right now, there's nothing I can do about my position. It's really disappointing. We've tried to talk to some of the developers. We just cannot find a single game to change our position. So
Okay.
that's out of the picture. But I would tell you my gameplay time is mainly queues. I don't have it, but I would say I play normally maybe 9 games a day. Not anymore because at GC we cannot find. But before that, it used to be usually 9 games a day. Uh, I don't know what that translates to in numbers, in hours. Uh, but definitely over 100 hours of being on the game. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, but 9 days, 9 games a day. It sounds not that much. So
It's not
when
that
I
much
think
at all.
about it, I on Saturday or Sunday, I think I played 10 hours. I don't know how many games this was, like 30, 40 games
Yeah, for
minimum.
sure. Yeah. Like my friends were telling me at bronze or at silver, for example, the ones who were starting, they would get a game every 5 or 10 seconds. And for me,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember when I was champ 5, I was so desperate to get to the rank 1 and 1s, and I was queuing basically 3 hours, and I would sometimes forget that I'm
Oh.
queuing, but I would put the volume of my phone super loud so I would hear once there's a game.
Yeah.
And when there was a game, like I was so not ready, hands cold. I was not even in a gaming mindset because it was like 2 hours and a half. I would quickly pick
Yeah.
up the controller, stress like, holy shit, I just got a game. So
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of time is that, which is not too bad because I kind of work online too. And most of this queue time is basically me either working or, even if I'm just spending my own time, I'm just watching something on YouTube.
But at first, when the preseason started, you also pushed your rank, like you played more than 9 games, and then later when you get champ, then you have queue time, very high queue time, and then you
Exactly.
play less, like
Yeah.
this.
In the beginning, it was amazing. It was still not obviously it wasn't as good as it is today. Like
Yeah,
now, if you start a new account, it's insane how many games you will quickly get because there's so many players. But
yeah,
still, even though it was first day of preseason, it was very good queues. I loved it. I really loved it.
yeah. But I think that's only now in the preseason, and if the game roll out officially
Yeah,
everywhere, and then you have to wait like 2 or 3 weeks, and I think there are many people they will get on GC, and
exactly.
then you don't have these problems
Oh
anymore.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So that's why, like, I'm not like really complaining.
yeah.
Yeah,
Are you worried about all the new players that are coming to SideSwipe?
they're amazing. I No, they're really good. I've this is funny because we've had this conversation a lot actually. I love to support the new players a lot. Every time I play against them or with them on a team, I really try to push them and tell them you can do it because I feel like in order for me to be better in this game, I need to have somebody who's better than me. You know, like I'm not gonna learn how to boost manage if my opponents keep whiffing and losing games. Like I don't even have to improve my skills anymore. But I feel like especially in Europe the competition is insane on Rocket League SideSwipe. And to give you an idea, almost everybody over Diamond are my friends. Like we message each other, we go to Discord calls, we play private matches. So I know almost every good. I mean, everybody's good, but I know all the best European players. I think by now, and
Yeah,
I
okay.
think they're
Uh-huh.
amazing. Um, and they would probably be happy if there's going to be a part of the video. There are a few that I would give the names and I would tell you they are some of the best opponents I've had. I would
Yeah.
definitely say ExtraSalty. He
Uh-huh.
has a lot of A's in his name. He's amazing. In ones, in twos, as an opponent, as a teammate, very good. You have Ultimate, very good. You have Graphics. Graphics, I played a lot of Hoops games with him. I think he's one of the highest ranks in Hoops, I guess, now in Europe. Like, I'm pretty sure. He's very good. Who else? We have, oh my god, like the names I cannot pronounce, the Redamajninini or something. He's great. I'm sorry if I'm missing out some of the names, but I really would love to give a shout out to all these great players, because I think they're doing an amazing job. And if they continue the way they are right now, I'm sure they can be even better than me. They just have to, really believe in themselves and have the confidence. Because every time I play against them, they're like, "Oh, every time we see your name, you were scared and all that." But then they play amazingly. So
Yeah,
I think
if you
you
want,
have to have some.
you also can send me a screenshot, and I can put it in with some shout out
Yeah,
of the people. So
yeah.
it's not a
Because I
problem.
think because I think we make each other better, whether we are opponents or teammates. So I think they
Yeah,
really deserve the recognition, and even players that are not in Europe, especially in OCE when I used to play. For example, Finn, Hammertoes,
yeah,
Fizzguy, Carnoti. We were the highest ranks back then, and they are amazing. I've seen their gameplays. I really wish we were in the same server so we could play either together, as in like teammates or opponents. But
ah, Okay, that's also a problem. You now the GCs we have, it's worldwide, but you can't play with them because they're on a different server on different like he's on OCE and you're in Europe and like this.
That's it. And the issue is, unfortunately, look, I love being competitive, but I don't like when people try to compare players on the leaderboard. I don't like it because we cannot compete against each other, and I kind of feel like it just creates a bit of a toxic vibe in a way. Like I'm rank 1 now in the world in ones, but if my friend passes me, I'm not going to say I don't care. Of course, I want to be ranked 1, but I don't like it when people compare because he cannot prove to me that he's better, and I cannot prove to him that I'm better. We can't because we're not in the same server. So yeah, I think it's the same in normal Rocket League. Like some players never play against each other until they go to like RLCS. So we just have to accept the fact that we cannot play against each other, and gameplay style is actually very different. I've seen a lot of North American streams for Rocket League SideSwipe. I'm not going to tell you my my real opinion on that, but I'm just saying it's a whole different world the way they play. Especially the difference between OCE and North America. It's very different. So a GC in Africa, in Middle East, in North America, in Europe, you cannot just compare them. There's a lot of context that needs to be added, and we cannot directly play against each other. So I don't think it's a fair comparison to say, this is number 1, this is number 2. That includes myself.
So you mean like game style, like mechanics, or using different mechanics and play different play styles and like this. Okay.
Let me tell you one thing. So I like to give you an example in ones. I used to always use the same strategy, but then I had to adjust and change because my opponents became so good that I was like, wow, this move just doesn't work anymore. So I had to change my approach. And if you don't have a competition or an opponent that can read this, then you're not forced to improve your skills. You know what I mean? And in some regions, you have a lot of alpha players. That is actually Europe. I'm shocked at how many alpha titles I keep seeing here. I'm shocked.
Also, yes. I also, I played the game and I don't understand it. I see, okay, he has the alpha reward. Okay, he also has an alpha title, and then I think it was not the alpha was not in Europe, so they also
low ping. You're like, wait, they're not from Australia. What are they doing here? Yeah. But that's what happened, and like I feel like so in the countries where the alpha GCs play, you normally don't see any other GCs. And in countries where none of the alpha GCs play, you see hundreds of GCs. This is very self-explanatory on the competition level, because right now, if I can't find twos games, and if somebody wants to be a GC in twos, they have to go through me. And that means they will keep playing, and then they learn how to beat me, and they improve themselves as players, and then they become GC. But then if you're in a place where there's nobody of a high alpha rank, just giving an example, I mean, alpha was just 5 days. It's not like we've been playing for an extra year or something. But if the competition is not the same way, the play style changes. To give you an idea, the way I play right now is very different than the way I used to play in alpha. Because I feel like in Europe, for example, people are not scared of doing aerials the way people did in alpha. Maybe because people were not accustomed to the game and the mechanics yet. But now that I know they love aerials, I'm actually learning a lot of ground plays, even at Champ 5 plays. You know, people would be shocked how much the game is not aerial sometimes, especially in ones. So I think the play styles are definitely different. And just to give you a quick little extra information, I've played Rocket League in 3 different regions. Not just SideSwipe, but Rocket League itself. And I've seen an insane difference between OC and Europe, to give you an idea. So playstyle really depends on your competition, because the way you play is supposed to counter the way your opponents play. So, like my experience has been, like I was shocked the first week that I came to Europe and I was playing Rocket League. I'm not saying it was better or worse. It was different, very different. You know, kickoffs, like in Europe, even at a high rank, people still say, I got it for kickoffs. Nobody says that in OCE, even after gold. We know left goes first. And many times when I was playing here, I was like, why did the guy go for kickoff is on the right side? Like, it's always left goes first. And then my friends were like, oh, in Europe, we don't do that. If you want to take the kickoff, you say, I got it. I'm just giving you an example. And it really changes the way you play. So, yeah, I think, long story short, it's not fair to compare. Like, for example, for me, I'm ranked 1 in ones, but I don't believe that nobody's better than me because I cannot play against them and our play styles are different. That's the long story.
You have to make a LAN or something.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
One day.
Yeah, one day when there's a LAN or some kind of a tournament, then you can. But then,
then you can.
You kind of like, your play style is usually to counter a specific play style. And if I've never played against this player, maybe it's going to end up really well for me or horribly because I have no clue how this player plays. It's really
so maybe it's better we never find out.
Right.
Yeah. Two more questions. Do you have something you're still struggling with in SideSwipe? So what is the mechanic, or what are the things you have to improve more?
Okay, I'll be honest with you. I'm struggling with everything, literally everything in the game. Because what does struggle mean? For me, struggle means that you're not 100% at something like 50s. I think I can still improve my game. Aerials, I can still improve it. But let me answer your question correctly. I don't want to give you a generic answer. I would say, I'm not going to always say what my real weaknesses are because that might work against me, especially games of ones. I never tell people that. But I would tell you this. I trust my teammates a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, oh, I trust and they miss and it makes me angry. That's not what I'm saying. I trust my teammates a lot, especially with defense, which is not the greatest thing about me. I need to sometimes, like, random queuing can be an absolute miss. People think it happens only at lower ranks. It has nothing to do with your ranks. It's true that high rank players play more logically, you could say. But what I do not like about queuing with a random person is not the fact that they're not good. I'm also a random person for that player. I feel like what happens is when you're playing with a random, they don't respect you as a person who's either a friend or in your party. And that already changes the play style. So to answer your question, I'm not very good at reading my teammates in defense. That's what I'm weak at. Mechanically, I would say definitely I can work on my flip resets. That's for sure. But again, I'm not a freestyler or a kind of player who does fancy stuff. So right now, I could get to rank 1 without much of flip resets. Like, I mean, I do it time to time, but it's not why I won. But I think in a few seasons, once everybody becomes insane at the game, then that's really one thing I need to work on. Flip resets and, gold shots maybe. Yeah, honestly, I never do gold shots other than kickoff. And even in my kickoff, I don't use it all the time. I look at how my teammate is going to do the kickoff. And depending on how, like, the body language of his car, depending on that, then I would do a gold shot. But otherwise, I would say gold shot. Too much trust defensively for my teammates. Definitely things I can work on.
Yeah. So what are your next goals in SideSwipe? Do you still have goals in SideSwipe?
Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm very happy to get GC. So that was honestly one of the very big goals. And once I got on the leaderboard, I was like, well, I didn't know you could not find games, but I was just thinking, well, what am I gonna grind for? Am I gonna grind for 2K MMR, 3K MMR? Like, what is the objective? This is just preseason. And I keep going back to this, but I don't have the life of a 14-year-old. I don't have all that free time on my hands to say, oh, I'm already the number 1 or 2 in the world and I want to grind even. I can't do that. So that goes out of the picture, unfortunately. Then my next objective would be to get like GC and everything. And then my next objective would be probably, I think right now, if you ask me what is your next objective, I would say to find, this sounds like an advertisement on a newspaper, for me to find a teammate that I feel like either for a tournament or for an esports scene, maybe I can have a teammate where I feel like we complement each other. You know, I don't need somebody who's squishy. I just need somebody that complements me, and I complement. By compliment, I mean we're complementary. Sorry, so we complete each other the way we play. That's all I want. Game wise, I have one objective, and that's for me to get Dominus. That's it. I want Dominus in this game so much. I'm willing to give up my rank from the leaderboard, get Dominus, and grind again to rank 1. I would do that right now. If a developer is listening, please remove my rank, give me a Dominus. I'll be happy.
Perfect. Yeah, maybe in season 1. So I'm 100% sure Dominus will come because it's one of the most popular cars. So I'm 100% sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's only
In alpha, I had Dominus, but in preseason they don't have it, or at least they have it at, I don't know, reward level 500 that nobody's gonna get to. I do not know, but I absolutely adore this car in alpha. I loved it. It looks amazing in alpha, and yeah, like you said, I'm looking forward to it in season 1.
Hey, you now said a reward level. After level 20, you always get this pro chests. Are they random? What you get?
Yes, I'm going to tell you this. So we do not know if there are specific reward levels that might not be random. Some people say, "Oh yeah, you can get a Fennec at level 150," but since nobody's done it, we cannot prove it. So I call cap. But anyway, I believe that it is all painted random items. That's what it is. So every single one of them are painted random items that I believe you could also get from the the loot box thingy. But I would say there's nothing very unique so far. I am not at a high level at all. The problem is, the higher your rank is, the less games you find. So among all my friends, I think I'm at the lowest reward level. I think I'm at like 40, I don't know, 2 or 3, and I have friends that are over 70 something. It's because they don't rank up much, so they stay at the lower ranks and they get a game every 10 seconds. So win or lose, you're going to get some credits, you know. You can use the credits to, credits and experience. The experience helps you get the reward levels. The credits will help you open up like loot boxes and stuff. So,
yeah. What is your level now in SideSwipe?
To answer your question, I'm going to quickly open up the game.
Yes.
I don't remember, but all I know is that my level is not good enough to give me a freaking Dominus. But let me check.
Yes.
I'm 51 now.
Wait, I'm also 51, I think.
Nice.
Let me check. I think I'm also 51.
Nice. Yeah, all my friends are over 70 something now.
Yeah, you can't play anymore now. So I think it's like how fast you rank up, and now you can't. If you, for example, if you lose many times and then you drop down, then you can rank up, and then you can make more levels. Exactly. And now you can't level.
Yeah, and it's not just me. You ask all the GCs, it's the same. They don't have a high level because they don't get games, and I kind of feel like it's a bit unfair because we're being punished for playing well. So
yeah. I'm also 51. I just checked.
Nice. Yeah, I was hoping at 50 we would get something specific, but we don't.
Yeah, also. Yeah. But there's not a cap, I think.
Oh, yeah.
A level cap.
You're right.
Do you know how it works if you play together with someone in 2v2 and I'm like champ 1, yeah, and my mate is like gold 2? How does it work on your opponents you get? Yes. It's like the matchmaking, how it works.
Yeah, so I'm very aware of this because in alpha we directly ask a developer, Lewis, and he answered us very directly. It is exactly like Rocket League, but current Rocket League, not old Rocket League. So what happens is, if I'm a GC and my teammate is bronze, the game doesn't care about the bronze. The game looks at the highest rank in my team and then does the matchmaking according to that. So if my teammate is bronze and I'm GC, our opponents are usually going to be one GC and the other player, we don't know, could be GC, could be C1, could be bronze, we don't know. But it's the highest player, it's not the total MMR, it's not the average MMR. And this was done in a way to fight Smurfs, really. Because what would Smurfs do? A GC would have a bronze teammate, then their average would be half the MMR of the GC, and they would play against like Diamond 2s. So you can imagine the chaos there. But now this way, they really prevent Smurfing, and I love it.
Yeah, that's the only way they have to go. There's not other possibility. I think that's the
Yeah, what
only
can you
thing they
do?
can
Like,
do. Yeah.
yeah, it's a very subjective thing. You can't just say, "Oh, look, there's this player who plays very well. He's smurfing, ban the account." You can't just do that. Some people might be amazingly talented and really pick up the game quick. So the least
Yeah.
they can do is at least provide an algorithm that kind of prevents Smurfs being successful. That's it. It was very pleasant and interesting.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
We
Yeah.
will be in touch.
It was an honor for me. It was
Yeah, it
perfect.
was
Yeah,
an honor.
we stay in touch, and maybe in a few months we can do this again and make
Yeah.
an update video, something
We
like
can
this.
see how thank you. Yeah, sure. We'll see how that goes.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this interview. Please check out the description down below. There are the socials of Killionaire and also my socials. Maybe we see each other again in the Discord or maybe in his stream or my stream. Love you guys. Bye.